Okay.
Okay, well, hello everybody. I'm Mike Nadolski, Executive Director of the Mendel Center, and welcome to Mendel Center Connections. So happy to have with us today Anna Abdelnour, and she is President of Blossomtime. And we're trying to start all these things out just by giving you a chance to actually tell us a little bit about your organization and why you're involved in it, and then we'll go from there. So welcome.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here today. As Mike mentioned, I am the president of the festival, and the Blossomtime Festival this year is celebrating 114 years. There are 21 communities that are representing the festival, and our goal each year is to honor the great agricultural region in our area here. As we all know, this is so important to have Southwest Michigan with this agriculture. We do something remarkable. And
how many years have you been president now?
oh boy, I was trying to think about that. Since 2003,
Wow,
I think.
Okay.
I had a break in there for a year and then back again. So I've been with the festival for 28 years.
Wow,
It's
wow.
a long time.
So
And,
why and how did you first get involved?
interestingly, as a lot of folks around this area, I moved here because of my husband's career. And we had lived on the West Coast, and I had been involved in my own career in the fashion industry. So when I first moved here, I thought I needed to get involved in order to have this Southwest Michigan feel like my home and my community. And I saw that there was the Blossomtime Festival, and they had a fashion show. And so I became part of that, and then it just kind of evolved from there.
Wow. Well, I've certainly enjoyed working with you over at the Mendel Center, and hopefully we'll get to do that again someday.
I hope so. That's one of the positives is, right?
Right,
You've done
right.
such a job over there with that.
Oh,
with
thank
the Mendel. I think our first pageant at the Mendel Center was 1994.
Wow, yeah.
And before that, we were at a little bit, another facility, very nice. But since 1994, we've been steadily at the Mendel. And I'll tell you what, to be on that main stage, it's remarkable. It's a wonderful facility.
It's a special place, and I know we're in odd times right now, surreal times, really. And I think this is only the second time, is this right, that the parade didn't happen? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was suspended during World War II. We had a break at that point, and then at the conclusion of World War II, the festival was stopped. In 1951, we started back up again, and since 1951 we haven't had a break, except this year.
Yeah, and not just the parade, but obviously all a lot of the pageants, the main pageants, and even some of the some of the community other community events as well, and the mayor's banquet and Queen's dinner and
Mayor's banquet, Queen's dinner, and the Goodwill tour. Currently, the House of David baseball game. Like a lot of things right now are either have been canceled or postponed. And I'm half full with the glass, so I'm going to say postpone.
Yeah, there we go. So in the meantime, with essentially all the events on hold, what are you focused on now? What's the plan? How are you moving forward?
Well, we're trying to, our young people are phenomenal. We work with a lot of young men and young women who we essentially get to meet because they will be, competing for the role of Mr. Blossomtime and Miss Blossomtime. And so right now we've been trying to engage them. So for the month of March, we had March Reading Month, and we had each of the queens on social media read a story. And it was really well received by the public. And then we went into the Queen's Spotlight, which each of the queens then told a little bit about themselves. So people could go on and find their favorite queen from their community and learn a little bit more about her or somebody else. And so right now, last week would have been the Goodwill tour right before the parade for us. And so one of the ideas, and we just started this yesterday, is we're doing a virtual Goodwill tour. We're having each of the queens in their home community talk about their hometown. And So we're hoping to keep ourselves out there and alive and active. And I know some of the community queens are doing some other social media things to keep them out there. But we want people to know we're still relevant and we're still doing well as a festival, and these kids are doing well. I mean, these are remarkable young people we work with every day. And I mean, as we're all seeing, they really, truly are remarkable what they're going through.
Yeah, and thank goodness for technology, right? When the
Thank
when
goodness
the
for technology.
when the real world shuts down, the virtual world keeps chugging forward. And so
Absolutely.
if people the general public want to watch some of these, how would they get access to some of these virtual events?
If they have technology at home and they are on Facebook, I would recommend just go to the Blossomtime Festival page, and they're all loaded there. And like I said, every one of these kids, it's interesting because even though I work with them in practice and I get to know them, this is a different side, and I really enjoyed learning more about them this way. So I would recommend to anybody, if you'd like to hear a story, or if you have little ones and they have stories they'd like to have be read to, or if you just want to learn about some of the communities, go to our Facebook page.
Awesome, that's great. And I also know that organizations, I mean, obviously, when organizations are, their primary focus is on events, and then the events can't happen, that means the revenue stops flowing too. So how are you, I don't even have to ask, how are you doing on the money side? Because you can ask anybody in the world right now, and the answer is not so good. But
You know
ahead.
what? Yeah, not so good. You know, the pageant and the parade are the two biggest fundraisers for the festival.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we are a 501c3, so we are a nonprofit. So we do rely on the generosity of our communities and our business sponsorships to help us get through. You know, people have been pretty kind right now. They know we're kind of in a holding pattern, and they're waiting to see what happens next. If the pageant does get totally canceled, that'll be very hard on the festival, but we will make it. You know, we're something that I know people have deep in their hearts, and they want to see us continue. So we'll try some new creative things. Not sure what those ideas are yet, but we will try them.
So
And we will try. Yeah.
yeah, I have no doubt. I mean, there's a lot of creativity and a lot of great minds and hearts at play and throughout the Blossomtime organization, phenomenal volunteers. If people want to contribute, how can you make that easy for them to help you out?
If people would like to contribute to the Blossomtime organization, if you go to our website, which is www.blossomtimefestival.org, we actually have a donate button, and we've had that for a long time. So people can donate to scholarships if they want, you know, to keep making sure that money's still secure. It's always secure, but making sure we can continue to add, especially in these times of trouble. Or if they just want it to go to the general fund, they just have to let us know for operating or for keeping the pageant theme going or the parade units going, whatever it is. You know, we're just so grateful to have such great support in Southwest Michigan with people. I mean, our volunteers are great. Our communities are great. Business partners like yourself, Mike. We wouldn't be able to do this without good, strong business partners. And you guys, Mendel Center Mainstage has been an excellent partner. And I thank you. I thank anybody that supports.
Thank you. Thanks. So now I have to ask you, I mean, someday we're going to get back to normal or the new normal, or as some people are calling it, the new abnormal. We'll see what that is.
Yep.
But once we get there, what are you most looking forward to?
I can't wait to have this pageant. I can't wait to see these kids. And you know, next year when May rolls around and we get to march that parade down the streets of Benton Harbor and St. Joe, that'll be really an emotional day for me. And I think for most of Southwest Michigan. I mean, those are the things that I look forward to, is the pageant, to being able to see the kids of 2020 and being able to see 2021 with the parade. And knowing that the festival, we've all endured something so, you know, horrific, but yet we're all still going to be there, and we're all going to be able to cheer each other on. It's a victory lap for us.
Yeah, I really do think there's a lot of truth in that old saying that absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah.
When we're,
You've missed me. You've missed me harassing you. See?
oh yeah, see, that's right. Well, thank you. Thanks so much for joining us today. And best of luck with everything. And I can't wait till we get to move forward with everything that we've worked on in the past, and or new iterations, whatever they're going to look like and whenever they're going to happen. And we'll certainly be promoting whatever it is you're doing, and looking forward to enjoying the experience. So thanks so much for sharing time with us today on Mendel Center Connections.
Thank you, Mike. Be safe. Talk to you soon.
You too.
Thank you.